So, a couple years ago, it was my freshman year of football, and the coaches thought it'd be a good idea to send us to a camp called Camp Cruces. Now, while we were at Camp Cruces, it was football 3 times a day. It was breakfast, football, lunch, football, dinner, football. And then there was this area after we were done with football, after we all showered and stuff, there was this area where we would just chill and relax. There's a TV, but it didn't work. But like we would just sit there. And the last night we were there for about a week or something like that. And the last night we were there, Coach Meadows gave us a talk about this guy named Benjamin Bloom. And now, basically, this guy was like the guru of education, okay? But what Coach Meadows talked about was how he did this study. And what the study was is he got 120 of the top people in their fields, whether it was mathematicians, tennis players, pianists, whatever it was. And what they got out of this, they interviewed 120 of these people. What they got out of it was that the smartest people weren't the best mathematicians. The most athletic people weren't the best tennis players. What they got out of it was the people that worked the hardest, worked more than everyone else, were the ones that were on top. And that is how they became successful. And one of the examples is, that's not the actual pianist that he interviewed, but that's not a pretty cool picture. And one of the interviews with the pianist was, they were like, how did you become great? How did you become so much better than all the other pianists? And the pianist talked about how, as a kid, besides going home and just studying for 30 minutes, practicing for 30 minutes, he would practice until he got everything perfect, where he didn't miss a note, didn't miss a key. And he just kept doing that. He did more than every other pianist. And another example for that would be, say you're a football player, and I'm just going to give this example. Say I'm a quarterback, and I'm competing for a starting quarterback position. And if I just go to football practice and think I can compete and be better than that quarterback, how are you going to be better than him if you're doing the same exact workout as he's doing? You're going to have to do more than what he's doing. Same if you want to be valedictorian, the best student in the grade. You're going to have to do more than every other student to become successful. And that was the study that he got out of it, was those great people that were on top did more than everyone else. It wasn't the smartest, it wasn't the most athletic. So what I want to talk about now is practice. Well, first off, everyone thinks practice makes perfect. Is that right? Practice makes perfect? That's right. You think it's right? Wrong. Perfect practice makes perfect. And what I mean by that is, okay, say I'm a basketball player. And practice can mean studying too, studying. Say I'm a basketball player, and the proper way to shoot is elbow in, follow through. Well, say I'm practicing, and I have my elbow out, and I'm doing things the wrong way. But you're practicing. How are you going to be perfect? How are you going to get better if you're not practicing the right way? So I hate it when people say practice makes perfect, because it's not true. All right, there's this quote. It says, "Try your best for perfection. If not, don't try at all." It's by Tom Landry. This was the coach for the Dallas Cowboys, won the Super Bowls. And think about it. Why come to school if you're not going to try your hardest? Why do a math problem if you're not going to try your hardest? Just don't even do it. Why go to workout? Why work out if you're not going to try your hardest? You're not going to get any better if you just half do everything. I just love this quote right here. Okay, motivation. What motivate? All great athletes have to have motivation. And there was this one time, it was during track this year. And what I was doing is we were running 100s, okay? And I was I'm not going to lie, I wasn't going my hardest, but I was just kind of medium, and I was sticking with everyone else. And Coach Crow pulled me aside after I ran, and he goes, "Daniel, there's two types of motivation. There's internal and there's external. Now, I can tell you to run your hardest, and you're going to go run your hardest. Now, how is that going to make you better if every day it's always going to be me trying to make you better? You need to have that internal motivation that I want to be the best." And that's what I got out of that. And I want to talk about this guy right here. This guy, I hope all y'all know who this is. This is Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player to ever play the game. Well, I don't know if any of y'all know this, but this guy didn't even make his varsity basketball team in high school. Now, tell me how the best basketball player ever to play the game didn't make his varsity basketball team in high school. Well, when he got cut his sophomore year, he told himself, "I'm going to do everything I can. I'm going to work my hardest to prove that I'm better than that I can be the best person in the world, the best player in the world." And so it's easy to say, "Oh, I'm going to be the valedictorian. I'm going to be the best student in the class." It's easy to say that, but what are you doing to become the best student. Okay, so that's where I want to talk about goals. Okay, and say you do want to be valedictorian. What you need to do is you need to write on a sheet of paper, valedictorian, and put it in your sock. I don't know what y'all do before you go to bed. If you're going to see before you go to bed and in the morning, something that you're going to see constantly. And if you put that, whatever your goal is, I want to be a doctor. Every time you look at it, you need to think, what am I doing to reach my goal? Am I doing everything that I can to become valedictorian, to become the best baseball player on the team? Am I doing everything I can do? I want to end with this quote right here. Success is peace of mind. This is by John Wooden, the greatest coach ever to coach the game. He won 7 national championships. Success is peace of mind, which is a direct result of self-satisfaction and knowing you made the best what you are capable of doing. And I think that is what true greatness is knowing that you gave it everything you had to reach your goal. That is true success, and that is how you become great. Thank you very much.